Okay, I'd like to welcome you to Mr. Quick's class live event. We will be beginning 12th grade orange group presentation in a few minutes. Oh. Is can we PowerPoint or is that Google stuff? Yes. Okay, I would like to welcome everyone to this live event of 12th grade presentations. I would like to ask the audience, please, to make a sincere attempt to make a sincere attempt at not disrupting the presentation. Okay, 12th grade orange group.
Hello, we're grade 12 orange group, and our topic is modern technology, subtopic being advanced warfare. The purpose of this research paper is to obviously show the disadvantages of modern technology, which is advanced warfare. Presenting to you, Hakkasan will be presenting first.
First, I'm going to talk about laser weapons. Okay. First, I'm going to be talking about laser weapons. Laser weapons, the American Army has become very close to using advanced laser weapons on the battlefield. They've been in development for a long time, a really, really long time. The interest in lasers continues to increase because lasers, they travel to their destination at the speed of light, which everyone should know, it's very fast. The laser weapons could be ready and functional in about 6 months from, we did this research about 2 weeks ago, so, you know, give or take 5 months. However, the fielding could take much longer, maybe a couple of years. Some of these laser weapons have a range of about 8 to 10 kilometers. They are being made to be placed on Navy ships to shoot down attacking missiles. The US Navy has spent $120 million to make them since 1997. They have also received help from universities such as University of Stanford. The laser weapon does not cause as much damage as you might think it does. It's not very offensive. The whole point of laser weapons is to take down enemy weapons really, really quickly. Other disadvantages of laser weapons are that their efficiency could be affected by bad weather. Laser weapon projects in the work include the Navy's free electron laser, the advanced tactical laser, and the Laser Avenger, and the Army's high energy laser technology demonstrator, or for short, LTD. The Laser Avenger it's a very small diameter and is visible to the naked eye, yet it is hotter than the top of an electroscope. Its purpose is to shoot down and destroy aerial threats to the US forces. That's the laser Avenger. That's now okay.
Another type of weapons that are being widely used today in the world are firearms. Firearms are basically any type of gun, any weapon that you can hold in your hand and use. One of the most common firearms is rifles. The U.S. Army has been working on this special type of rifle called the PHASR rifle, which stands for Personal Hunting and Stimulating Response Rifle. This rifle is special because close to the laser weapons, it does shoot lasers and not actual bullets. The thing is, it doesn't shoot lasers at the body itself to cause bodily harm. The idea of the PHASR rifle is to shoot the laser at the enemy's eye. And although the UN has laws banning weapons that can blind people, this weapon in particular was able to find a loophole to this rule because this weapon does not blind the enemy permanently. It just temporarily blinds him. So even though blinding is illegal in war, this weapon still passes test. Another rifle that is being used a lot recently is the XM2010 Enhanced Rifle. This gun is made for shooting at high altitudes from very far distances. It's practically a sniper and a rifle mixed together. So this weapon can shoot from up to 1,200 meters. That's over a kilometer away. So the enemy can never see the gun being shot, and the gun can make it there in less than 4 seconds. Another type of firearm that's being used readily at the moment is the taser shockwave. The taser shockwave is a modification of current tasers. It's not a taser that you can shoot someone with. It's more of a grenade. You stick the grenade taser to anything. It can be stuck to a person, to a car, to any plane, and it completely bursts anything that has to do with electricity within it. So the car will stop working, the plane will fall down, the person will die. It will completely destroy everything. So yeah, those are the firearms being used there. Russia, as we all know, is one of the most strongest countries in the world. In order for Russia to balance the three great powers in the world, which are China, America, and Russia, it's now creating nuclear warheads. And Russia's nuclear weapons are among the strongest in the world. For example, one nuclear weapon that Russia has created. One nuclear weapon that Russia has created is the RS-24 which is a thermonuclear ballistic missile, and that can independently shoot nuclear warheads, which means they can target at the same time within a range of 10,000 kilometers. Now, the RS-24 as we all know, of course, it's a nuclear weapon that Russia has created, carries the power of 100 times of the bombs that America has dropped on Japan back in Hiroshima. And yeah, that's about it for nuclear weapons Russia has created. Moving on to Hassan.
Now I'm going to talk about aircraft, advanced aircraft in particular. Small diameter bomb is a type of aircraft that's actually very scary. This guided munition allows the pilot to hit more precise targets and also reduce collateral damage. This bomb can be equipped to the F-22 Raptor, which is an aircraft I'm going to talk about soon. The GBU-39 can also change its warhead. This was meant to attack planes with many civilians on U.S. forces. The Bora-class guided missile hovercraft this ship is actually a catamaran with a skirt that turns into a hovercraft, armed with 8 Mosquito missiles and 10 anti-aircraft missiles. The ship has a cruising speed of 100 kilometers per hour. That's its cruising speed. The MiG-35 multitube jet fighter, even though it is large, it reaches incredible speeds and can go at up to 2,400 kilometers per hour. This jet is very efficient in both combat in air and for ground strikes and air reconnaissance missions. The MQ-9 Reaper team. All these aircraft have really cool names, by the way. This drone was released in 2001, but it is still used today. It is the largest UAV in the US and can fly for 36 hours. It climbs 52,000 feet and can, from far away as 2 miles, read a license plate. Since 2011, the US Air Force has more training to operate drones than any other weapon. The F-22 Raptor, which I talked about earlier. The F-22 Raptor is equipped with a sensor suite that allows it to stealthily collect data like radio and radar emissions. Other jets that can match the F-22 are being built like the J-31 jet in China, but it proves to be tough and time-consuming. It's not very easy to come up with aircraft. More on the F-22 is that it's the only one of its kind other than the one being developed in China, but it's not done yet. It is a fighter jet that can fly at 1,220 miles an hour. has short and medium range missiles, and can carry air-to-ground weapons in ground attack. The F-22 can destroy support aircrafts to keep enemy jets at a feat disadvantage. And now
another type of weapons is submarines. Submarines aren't usually thought of as weapons, but they can be very destructive. There are two types of submarines that we will be mentioning today. First is the Virginia-class submarine. The Virginia-class submarine is different from other submarines because it has a nuclear reactor on board, which gives it unlimited amount of power. The Virginia-class submarine also can launch missiles and has 12 launch silos. That means it can practically launch 12 missiles anywhere at any time using a nuclear reactor. So its power is unbelievable. The second submarine we're going to be talking about is the Boeing-class nuclear ballistic missile submarine. It is 14,700 tons and has the capacity to shoot 16 ballistic missiles. However, it's not nuclear reactive, so the missiles will not be as powerful as the one before. However, this submarine is thought of to be better than other submarines. Even though it's weaker, it has an electric engine, unlike the nuclear reactor. This doesn't give it as much power, but it does make it practically invisible. So this submarine is usually used for espionage and spying. I'm going to talk about Russia's tanks. There are two tanks that we're going to talk about today, which are the T-90 and the Black Knight. The T-90 is a tank that Russia created in order to counter America's tanks in the Gulf War. So it was made to rampage through the deserts, and it was made by combining the T-80 and the T-72 tanks that Russia previously created. Also, Russia don't really create many tanks of this type anymore, but they're capable of creating more in the type of vehicle. Another tank that Russia has created is called the Black Knight. The Black Knight is a remote control tank with 30 millimeter Can-Am machine gun. This tank was created to be able to navigate on its own through routes that would be too dangerous for humans to travel on. Routes such as icy terrain, routes that have a lot of snipers in the road, they would be able to navigate through it without even casualty. So now we're moving on to Muhammad and effects of war.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the effects of war. In the past 3.4 millennia, which is a very long time, humans were only at peace for 268 years, which is equivalent to about 8% of recorded history. In 2003, there were 30 wars happening simultaneously that one year. In the 20th century alone, 108 million people have died due to war. It has led to a decrease in birth rate. For example, in World War II, the reduced birth rate caused a population decrease of more than 20 million people. That's just World War II. Americans have caused 10 to 20 times more deaths to enemy forces than the American forces suffered. Estimates of Iraqi deaths in the Gulf War range from 1,500 to 100,000. Approximately 850,000 Viet Cong have died in the Vietnam War. More than 600,000 North Koreans and 1 million Chinese soldiers died in the Vietnam War. In World War II, 3,250,000 German and 1,507,000 Japanese forces have died. Just from America. In America alone, 650,000 Americans have been killed in combat. 243,000 have died while wars were being fought due to diseases, injuries, and training accidents. In World War I, 53,000 Americans were killed. In World War II, 291,000 Americans were killed. In the Korean War, 33,000. In the Vietnam War, 47,000. In the Gulf War, just 148. The amount of deaths increased by a lot in each war. If death from injuries, disease, and other factors wasn't. So this is excluding diseases and injuries and stuff like that. At the beginning of 2003, 30 wars were going on simultaneously, as I mentioned before. There were conflicts in Afghanistan, Algeria, China, Burundi, Colombia, Indonesia, India, the Congo, Israel, Liberia, Iraq, Pakistan, Peru, Nigeria, and the Philippines, Russia, Somalia, Uganda, and Sudan. Between 65 and 85% of the US public will support a war at its beginning. It costs the US 3 to 6% of its GDP to maintain its national defense. In the first few years of the 21st century, roughly $350 billion per year. To compare, yearly spending on other programs included $15 billion on state and international assistance and $60 billion on education. From 1940 to 1996, which was a period of time that had no constant war, America spent $16.23 trillion on the military, $1.70 trillion on healthcare, and $1.24 trillion on international affairs. And
there are many countries in the world that are prepared to engage in war. However, 4 countries in particular are stronger than the rest. Those 4 countries, only 3 of them are majorly known. However, the 4th is slowly catching up. The 4th countries are America, Russia, North Korea, and China. The 3 major powers, of course, Russia, America, and China. Each one of these countries alone can destroy the world 5 times. The Russian army has slowly decreased its army power since the demise of the Soviet Union. However, since the election of President Vladimir Putin in 2012, they have slowly been getting back on track. And it's estimated by 2020 they will modernize 70% of their weapons. The Russian army is the 3rd largest army, and they spend 70 billion on their army each year. There's also America. America spends the most on the army. They spend more on the army than they spend on anything else. They spend more on the army than schools, everything. Most of the taxes that American citizens pay go directly to the army. And that is why America has the strongest army in the world. China, even though it doesn't have the funds that America and Russia have, they are still incredibly powerful, mostly because of the manpower they have. The Chinese army is the largest army, not because of weapons or because of money, because of sheer manpower. North Korea, even though it's not as strong as these 3 countries, in the past 5 years, North Korea has made incredible advances in the field of army. They now have the 2nd strongest nuclear program in the world after America, and they're slowly catching up to the rest of the countries. Obviously, the threat of these weapons are much too great to be in human hands, and so people have taken the liberty of trying to create groups, talking with others, trying to get their voice heard about how to stop war. Does anyone here know a voice to stop war? Contributions you can make? For example, you could talk to your friends in a group, and then the word could spread. You could talk in newspapers, the word could spread. Sadly, that would be a peaceful way out. That would be the idealist way out. Our countries know that other countries would also try to gain power through other means. So countries such as America have created deterrents. And what deterrents are basically is to create an army so powerful that you would strike fear basically to the hearts of the other armies, causing them to not wage war on other countries. However, this wouldn't be a very successful way of ending war because terrorist groups such as ISIS, if you've heard of them, they don't really care about their own lives, so they wouldn't really fear America's deterrent. So they would find ways to try to cause harm to other countries in such ways. So basically, in order to stop war, you could become an anti-war protester, and you could basically start a group with your friends and then have it spread, and basically start to get your voice heard, and join other groups so you could try and stop the creation of these advanced weapons. I'm not passing on confidence. So even though modern technology brought us all the advantages that we have today that we think we can't live without, it's also brought us the disadvantage that is advanced warfare. Advanced warfare has caused millions of deaths since the end of World War II, and it will continue causing more deaths. It's a serious problem that we should all try to solve. Thank you.
Any questions? I didn't expect
Thank you. Thank you very much for your patience.